Hello, hello. We are reading chapter 1077 of One Piece, starting off with a really exciting cover photo. This has been the most relevant and ambitious cover story yet, I think. You know, in the past it was mostly kind of just fun shenanigans, getting to see some characters that we probably otherwise wouldn't have revisited, having kind of low-key, low-stakes adventures in other areas of the world. Then they became a little more incorporated, that at the end there would be a little punchline or some twist that you could see would become relevant in the actual continuing main storyline. Like Wapol becoming famous and like a king of another country, something like that. Or Hachi hooking up with Kami and them opening the restaurant together. Like, you could be like, okay, like maybe we'll revisit these, but it you never really expect it to be like a major plot point in the future. And then they started making ones that did really seem to kind of point to major plot points. And now it's like, not only is it pointing to a major plot point, those plot points are relevant to the absolute latest and greatest episodes of the series. Like, they're things that are going to be interfering in the main storyline, like, nearly immediately. Already we had the revelation that Pudding had been kidnapped by the Blackbeard crew, hoping to use her third eye ability to read poneglyphs. And, you know, at the exact same time, we were seeing Blackbeard and Law fight. Like, it couldn't really be any more relevant. Now we're seeing the probably close to the finale of this Germa 66 adventure, Judge Vinsmoke and Caesar Clown realizing that they ought to team up to just try to take down Vegapunk. Maybe we don't understand the full backstory of these kooky scientist club, but there was like a piece of lint or something that just flew right in front of the camera. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. But, you know, we're hanging out with Vegapunk right now. The major goal of this arc is to escape Egghead Island with Vegapunk in tow. Like, if this is going to amount to anything, it's going to amount to it, like, right away. Like, it's right on the right on the edge of the story as we know it. It's just very crazy to me. So right now, it kind of seems like almost everybody has their guns pulled on Vegapunk, with really only the Straw Hats, and maybe some other sympathetic people that are further away, but really just the Straw Hats there to defend him. I'm still of the opinion that we could see a sneaky twist of first we save Vegapunk, we get him out of there, and then we recognize the existential crisis, the existential threat that he really represents in his plan to just have everyone on one singularity type brain system. I don't know, he's like a complicated character, and it kind of seems like part of himself is now betraying him. We're gonna learn more about that in this chapter, I'm thinking. But there's definitely like a lot of different forces at play here. But I don't know. I want to believe in Vegapunk. I want to believe he's just a nice, kooky old man, and I think he certainly believes himself to be in the right. But I just feel like his philosophies go so far against Luffy's philosophies and the rest of the Straw Hats. We'll find out, I suppose. Okay. Let's get into the chapter proper. Last one on a huge cliffhanger. We saw the main Vegapunk body had been captured and detained. Who did it and why? Oh, we didn't get to find out. Okay, sure. Sentomaru trying to evacuate Egghead. Sure. Explaining to them the history of Ohara. I think they're going to be a little confused maybe by this roundabout explanation where... Why do we have to evacuate? Well, let me tell you. I guess it's pretty well connected if they're going to just Buster call Egghead, which it seems like it's building up to. Hey, speaking of which, can we see the invading Navy force again? Because a 5 Elder Star dude is there. I want to learn more about him. Ah, an Ohara incident refresher. So this is also the way that Oda can reintroduce this topic to us. I always forget that there's people who read the series that aren't as obsessed with it as I am, who haven't been reading it and rereading it since they were 12, and for whom, or even, you know, even if they have read the whole thing, something like Ohara they probably haven't thought about in like 10 years. All right. Yes, yes. We all know this. If you're dedicated enough to be watching this video, I'm sure you know this as well. Ohara got Buster called. Trying to kill Punk, who has the biggest brain in the entire world, probably concluded that he must be erased, regardless of the cost of scientific progress. Something even worse than what happened then could be about to happen here now. And we got a little hint of what that could look like. That they have the Buster Call, which is something that comes from the Marines. It comes from like the Ultimate Marines Authority, and people in like Cypherpol have the authority to issue the Buster Call. And then we saw the island that Sabo was on get completely obliterated from some sort of mysterious sky-based ancient weapon. And the power to do that was wielded just by the upper echelons of the world government itself, by the Five Elders, by the mysterious EU or whatever its name is. Its name? That's a little dehumanizing. Their name. So yeah, I don't know. Are we going to see that happen again here on Egghead? Or because they've already issued a whole bunch of Marine battleships, are they going to go the old-fashioned way? All right. They're fighting the Seraphim still, doing their well-coordinated combo attacks. They're getting major hits in, but I think what they're realizing is that these things are very, very far from human. Can't keep getting up like this. Knock it off already. Who are you, Kaido? And then Zoro makes like a very, very good observation here. I'm really proud of him. I'm putting two and two together. My bar for like Straw Hat intelligence is so low. But Zoro, I think he's good at things like this sort of instinct. And the way the similarities come out to him, I think, is always born from combat. Not born from, like, looking at a map or remembering a sequence of hallways or remembering just the general appearance of people he meets in other contexts or remembering he met a mermaid that one time. But people he fights, I think, really get embedded into the brain cells. I like Vegapunk here asking, Kaido's pirate crew had a Lunarian? So hopefully we learn what the heck the Seraphim actually are, because it's definitely part Lunarian. We've seen a lot of evidence of that. Definitely involves the Shichai Bukai, some sort of recreation of their bodies, and then also some sort of infusion of devil fruit powers. It's like this crazy trifecta of bioengineering. I'd surmise that he must be Albert, the test subject who escaped from Punk Hazard with Kaido. True. Good thinking, Vegapunk. Seraphim are augmented with none other than his Lunarian blood. Ah. Your attacks won't do any damage unless the flames are out. Yes, that was the little puzzle of the king fight. I don't know why Vegapunk didn't tell them that as soon as he saw they were hostile. I don't know, maybe Vegapunk doesn't really understand these Lunarian battle mechanics either. You'd think he would, but whatever. Just wasted a bunch of our stamina. I should have noticed sooner. Okay. Wait. I gave Zoro so much credit because I was kind of thinking that like this was like his keen battle instinct that he realized right away. He didn't realize right away. Hell, who knows how long they've been fighting them? They've probably been fighting them for like an hour. And this is the first time he's like, oh man, this seems familiar. Okay. I take back every nice thing I said. Okay. The helmet here is oddly calm. But yes, this idea of their flames diminish when they're on the offense and then flare back up when they're on the defense, and when they're on the defense, the flames make them totally invincible. I want to learn more about this. The Lunarians are so fascinating. We need like an extensive ancient world flashback or something at some point. I really hope we get something like that. Alright, Nami's fighting Seraphim Shark. Poor Jinbei. Nami can't bring herself to fight this apparent child. Brook is in pieces. Edison is glitching out. I love the shot of Zeus, though. Oh man, I just love Zeus's design as character design, just in general. I think it's so fun. It has the same energy as Kirby, who you can see back there, of it being like he's like very cute and childish and indulgent and like food driven, but also has this kind of like unspeakable horror energy that like he can just annihilate things and is very very strong and strong-willed but then also so susceptible to being manipulated by food. I don't know, so good, so good. So yeah, Jinbei gets rocked here. Seems to do a lot of damage. He sank under again. But it looks like he did damage because I think his flames were off when this attack hit. Yeah, his flames look like they're off in all of these panels. He pops up. Sanji arrives, looking fierce AF. Don't care if you're a kid or Jinbei, you get the death penalty. Real. Okay, so they were fortunate enough to fight these things when the flames are off. It kind of comes down to luck, I guess. I don't know if they'll notice the pattern in time. Actually, it looks like here that Jinbei does have some flames on. But I guess it means more like they can still get hit. Yeah, they can still get hit. They still get knocked down and bruised up and stuff. It's just that it doesn't deal any lasting damage. It doesn't make them any less capable of just standing up and fighting again. We'll see. Okay. Meanwhile, what is this one's name again? It has like a sinister sounding name. Not Eden. Not... Lilith? Is it Lilith? It was something that I associated being like vaguely biblical and used often in nefarious kind of characters. Okay. But then Seraphim Snake topples over. What was it made from? Sea energy. Green blood gives you powerful... Ah, nice, nice. Okay. Yeah, it's Lilith. Nice, nice. Remembered. Whoa. The Seraphim can talk? This is the first time they've ever talked. But yeah, it's interesting that they have essentially, you know, the same crippling weakness as Devil Fruit users. I guess that's something that Vegapunk couldn't compensate for. She's pouting. Frankie crushes her with the... Oh no! Frankie, don't get tricked! Oh, this is so absurd. I don't know, the entire idea of the Seraphim is just so crazy to me. Because it's like... I don't want to get into all of this, but there's a certain, you know, very fetishy type of character design that we see all too often in anime. And that Oda has recreated very functionally here. But it seems like he still kind of came at it from an innocent direction. And then you see stuff like this, and it's kind of like, doesn't Oda realize that he's doing something that he doesn't intend to here? That maybe is crossing some lines? But it's like, you genuinely think he just did not think it through in that way. Because Oda's a pervert, but he doesn't seem to be that kind of pervert. He seems to be, you know, a much more acceptable type of pervert. Yeah, Frankie getting owned. Everybody getting petrified. This is bad. And we haven't really ever seen a way for people to get de-petrified. Like, not of their own accord, right? It's always just Boa Hancock had to release her power from them. Right? Unless I'm forgetting something. The exceptions are... just didn't work on Luffy for some reason. He's too dumb or asexual or some other reason not yet explained. Man, I remember when that happened, there were so many theories. Oh, it's because he's rubber. It's because he's asexual. It's because he's gay. just endless speculation, and then it was never really explained why it just didn't work on Luffy. And then it didn't work on the rear admiral that has a mohawk. I can't think of his name. Who stabbed his own hand when she activated it to distract himself. But aside from that, it's been like pretty surefire, and we've never really seen it undone. It's kind of just one hit KO. Here it works. Like, usually it is shown that people that it works on are, like, enamored by her, but sometimes not. And she was petrifying Pacifista and stuff, and it's like, you can't imagine that the Pacifista were, like, lusting after her. They're just robots. So it's very confusing. A very, very confusing Devil Fruit that is very simple conceptually, but has never really been explained. Anyways, my point is, it seems like the only way that we're going to save these folks is by getting the Seraphim back under Vegapunk's control. Which means that the current order issuer, which is the Five Elder Stars, trumping even Vegapunk, is going to need to get taken out? I don't know. What's going to happen? Old Devil Fruit Research Lab. Okay. So yes, this is when Shaka finally finds out all of this horrible stuff that's been happening under his nose. Well, horrible in one sense, in the other sense, fuck Cypher Pole, fuck the police, but all the Cypher Pole agents who got imprisoned on their way out of Egghead, and then the Stella, of course, imprisoned as well. So who is it? Who is the culprit? They better not friggin' cliffhanger us twice on the same cliffhanger. There's a ledge grab limit here, okay, folks? You can't hang off the same cliff twice. The gun is loaded. Oh, snap! And Shaka is shot. They did cliffhanger us twice on the same cliffhanger. Who came with you? Who? I'm ending 2 chapters in a row with a week break. Still wondering who? Did we get any extra clues? I don't think so. No extra clues. Just someone who can shoot a gun. Could be anyone. And there's no... I'm gonna try zooming in. Just looks like a human silhouette. Could be anyone. I don't normally do this, but I want to look at the comments and see if anyone's speculating. I did some speculation at the end of last chapter. The real speculation is how many chapters will it be until we find out who fired that dang gun. Can't tell who the traitor is anymore. One's currently unaccounted for. Atlas, Jinbei, Chopper, Robin, Stussy, and Bonnie. It could be Stussy. I kind of like the idea of Stussy being like triple agent, not loyal to the government or Vegapunk, but some third thing. The fact that she like operates so much in the shadows, she could easily do all of this kidnapping and stuff. Shooting a gun just kind of seems in line with her character. Things that would disqualify that, I guess, is that she came in with CP0 on their ship, whereas the kidnapping of Cypher Pole agents has been going on for months. So she must have had someone that she's working with that's already on the island, which would kind of diminish the impact if it was like, oh, it was Stussy and this person. So maybe not. Bonnie also makes no sense. She also just showed up. There's no way she had contacts on Egghead already because she was scrambling so hard to get here. None of the other ones make any sense to me. I think it's someone that we don't know is on the island, but I think it's going to be a character we know. I don't think it's just going to be like, wow, it's new person. Telling y'all it's Saturn. Saturn J. Garcia? Why would he be on the island with a gun shooting people? That's definitely not his MO. That's not right. Nobody else speculating, as far as I can tell. Gotta be im. I called them you before, but it's im. Yes. What? Why would im go to the island themselves? That makes no sense. No way. No way. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything that's been suggested here so far. Huh, alright, okay. Ooh, somebody speculating based on the noise the feet make when this mysterious character walked into frame. The Katok song. Shaka, Pythagoras, and Bonnie have all made Katok when they walk. Lilith just goes talk. The little research assistants go tech. And Atlas goes plod. This is actually pretty persuasive logic, because Odo wouldn't screw something like that up. Whatever character it is, I don't think it's any of these characters, but whatever character it is, I think is going to be consistent with this Katok. New York. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be one of the 7 components of Vegapunk. Because, like, how would that work? If they're all just sharing the same brain, how can they do things in secret from one another? I think the most likely is Stussy. It's just going to be Stussy with some, like, caveats that she's already been working with someone else that was already on the island. And maybe that will be the new character. But I don't know. It's like, Stussy is only very recently established as, you know, everything that she is. The clone of a previous generation's all-star pirate and double agent for the government and undercover agent for CP0 and all this stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's like too much to kind of establish all that and be like, oh, she's actually a triple agent or whatever. I don't know. We will find out, hopefully, in 7 days. So see you then. Bye-bye.